Good evening, I'm Valeria Sistrunk.
And I'm John Mercer. Thanks for joining us tonight. Amy Katcher is off this evening.
Now, charges have been filed in connection to a double homicide in Cleveland. A 30-year-old woman and her 5-year-old son were found shot to death inside their home on Monday.
And the suspect's actually the woman's boyfriend, who's now in custody. News 12's Eric Albany joins us live in the studio with more. He is tonight's top local story. Eric?
Well, John, Cleveland police are now calling yesterday's homicide an act of domestic violence. But what sparked the violence has become the number one question on everyone's mind, including neighbors who say the couple were often seen holding hands while taking walks. 31-year-old Ross Anderson is a former Cleveland City firefighter who is now facing 2 counts of murder. Cleveland police identified Anderson as the prime suspect in Monday's double homicide at a home in the 200 block of Hillview Drive Northwest.
He was obviously a person of interest right off the bat, and then there was some events that took place that kind of drew us in contact with him in another county.
The case against Anderson began when his girlfriend, 30-year-old Rachel Johnson, didn't show up for work. A co-worker called police and asked if an officer could go to her home to conduct a welfare check. But when officers entered the home, they found Johnson and her 5-year-old son dead.
Both victims sustained multiple injuries consistent with gunshot wounds.
We have some weapons that we have confiscated that we would have to send those off to a lab to verify that those were used in the crime.
Less than 24 hours after police removed the crime scene tape from around the house, close neighbors walked up to our camera to explain why no one saw this coming.
They would always be happy. They would always play with the children. I didn't think that nothing would ever happen like this.
But then I see the couple walking around with their kids sometimes, and I never expect nothing like this to happen at all. It's really sad.
Investigators are calling the incident a case of deadly domestic violence, but even they're baffled by what may have sparked the incident. Police say there was no history of 911 calls to this home in reference to a domestic dispute.